This is the Savvy Investor radio show and podcast. For help with your retirement, schedule a 15-minute phone conversation with the team at ProStatus Financial Advisors today. Just call 866-597-1040 and at thesavvyinvestorradio.com.
Well, we know that this time of the year is crunch time in some aspects when it comes to financial planning, because there is a kind of a window that closes at the end of the year on December 31st. And so there's some tax decisions that you might want to make there. And there's more tax decisions after the first of the year. And we'll get into that as we go through the show here just a little bit. But I found it interesting that right now we're looking at an interesting stock market. People are seeing it go up and up and up and up, and they're just worried that it's going to crash. It's going to go down. And there's two different kinds of investors. I have some friends that are completely out of the market. And then I have some friends that are always asking me, what should I buy? I'm going to buy this. I bought this. What do you think? And so there's two different kinds of investors out there right now. The study says that people who are buying and selling are pushing money all in to the market right now. But retirement savers are moving the other direction. They're moving toward cash and bonds and fixed income. So who's right? I mean, Lawrence, are we looking at the retirement savers who seem to be running for safety and say you're missing out on an opportunity, or they're being pretty smart? Or how do you deal with this whole decision about how much I should have in the market and how much money I should be pushing in or pulling back right now?
Yeah, so it's really interesting because I feel like there's always FOMO when it comes to the market, where you have this fear of missing out on gains or returns if you are more conservative. But really what we try to focus on here at ProStatus is when it comes to retirement planning and setting up the portfolio, is the first kind of step of that is, what is the income that you need in retirement, right? Because when we look at retirement planning, is we want to set up certain buckets so that we're not as affected or not affected at all by what the market does, whether it's up or whether it's down. We're not affected by what it does. So the first part of that is setting up the income. So we want to have a discussion on what is the income that you need in retirement. How do we create that bucket for you so that we know, regardless of what's happening in the market, you have the income that you need coming in retirement. So whether that's $40,000 a year, $50,000 a year, $100,000 a year, we want to set up a certain portfolio that has it in place that we're going to get the income we need every single month for the rest of our life. So once we take care of that first aspect of retirement planning, then we can talk about the portfolio allocation. Then we can be as aggressive as we want in the market, or we can be as conservative as we want in the market. Because in that scenario, if our income is set up properly, then if the market goes up, we're very happy, we're excited. Maybe we go on an extra vacation that year. But if the market goes down, we're not happy, but we're not affected by it. We don't have to change our diet and now eat ramen noodles. We don't have to, stop going out to eat. We can still live the lifestyle that we wanted to live in retirement because we have that income bucket set up and we have that income coming in regardless. So really then it's, how aggressive, what can we handle as far as risk? What kind of pill can we swallow if the market goes down? What are we comfortable with? Because again, we can be aggressive or we can be conservative. It doesn't really matter that much after the fact because we've set up the income properly to make sure that we're able to maintain our lifestyle in retirement. And then the other kind of added layer to that is the type of portfolio management style that we use here at ProStatus. It is an actively managed portfolio style. So all our clients, most of our clients are those that are entering retirement or in retirement currently. So when we structure the portfolio, we do it in a way that we are actively managing the portfolio. So when we see volatility in the market, we will become more defensive or we will pull the cash. We're not just using a buy and hold strategy to where you said, I filled out a risk tolerance. It said I should have 70% of my portfolio in equity. So we set it and forget it. And that's what happens. We take measures to adjust the portfolio. We're constantly looking at what's happening in the market so that if we do need to pull back, we can alleviate some risk and we can try to capture as much upside in the market as we can while protecting against that downside risk. But that's really, what we do when it comes to portfolio management. But that starts out with that first step, which is setting up that income bucket and making sure we're creating these separate buckets so that we can control as much as we can control without having that crystal ball.
So, Ryan, when I think about that, you're in retirement, you got your buddies that you meet for breakfast at, 10 o'clock in the morning, something like that. And they're all talking about, the market. And you're kind of going, that doesn't really affect me. Or you're down at the health club and you're having that same conversation. And I like the idea of kind of opting out and say, you know what, that really doesn't affect me. I think that's a good place for retirees to be.
It's one of the things that I think our clients find the most comfort in is knowing that, we've taken the steps to secure their income stream so that they don't have to worry about those ups and downs of the market. And if I can go back and just kind of revisit what Lawrence was talking about, let's think about, I'm retired. It's Tuesday morning. I might be going to meet my buddies at Dunkin' Donuts. I know that the Dunkin' Donuts by my house, there's a group of like 4 or 5 guys who are always sitting around as soon as I walk in every morning. Or not every morning, my wife listens. I don't go to Dunkin' Donuts every single morning. But the conversation of, the stock market is up 5% today. The stock market's up 10% today. When you have your income secure, like Lawrence says, what happens in the stock market doesn't bother you because, as he said, stock market's up 10%, 15% for the year. I might take a little bit extra money out. I might go on an extra vacation that I already hadn't planned on with my income. If the stock market's down, well, I might not take an extra vacation, but I'm taking the vacations that I wanted to take because it was part of the income that I budgeted for. And that's the benefit of having your income secure. And if we think about it from, as long as I have my money in the stock market, I can take out 4% over time because the stock market does 8 to 10% over time. You're spending the same amount of money every single month. You're being reliant upon that money that comes in every single month. When the stock market is up, you're not going to go spend more money just because the stock market's up. You're not going to be taking an extra vacation just because the stock market is up. Conversely speaking, if the stock market's down, well, now you're worried about running out of money. You're going to be thinking about what are the extras in my life that I can cut out. And most people, when it comes to that type of thing, they might say, oh, okay, well, maybe we shouldn't go on this vacation that we've been planning for, a year or a year and a half because the stock market's dropped 20%. I lost $100,000 in my portfolio. I want to make sure that we're going to have enough money to pay our monthly bills this month, next year, 10 years from now. So it's really about taking that stress out of the market, because if you've made sure that your income is safe and secure, you can go spend that extra money if you want to. If you've taken the steps to make sure that your income is safe and secure, you're not worried about what happens in the market. You're not cutting your lifestyle, because I know every single month after month, year after year, I'm going to have the income I need, whether it's $5,000 a month, $6,000, $10,000, $15,000 a month, whatever that number is. If you've taken the steps to secure that income, all that noise in the market, all the complaining or the discussions about how's your portfolio doing, I'm worried about this in the market, I'm worried about that in the market, all of that noise really fades away. And it's that added peace of mind, I think, that we give our clients of they know that we've taken the steps to secure their income. We've taken the steps to try to get the most out of their portfolio that we can while protecting as much downside, but not risking their livelihood in retirement.
The average person in retirement, the average couple in retirement spends about $6,000 a month. All right. Now, if it rained or it snowed, would that change? No. If the stock market goes down, should that change? Same answer. No, it shouldn't. You're going to need that $6,000 a month. And as you go through retirement, maybe a little bit more. That's the idea that Ryan and Lawrence are talking about here. Let's get you the money that you need per month in retirement, and whatever's happened out there in the stock market should not affect that at all. We're all afraid of running out of money. Let's just get that one right off the table right now. Use our website, thesavvyinvestorradio.com. If you've saved $500,000 or more for retirement, this is where you're going to really see the power of planning really kick in. Social Security planning, tax planning, income planning. all that we talk about here on the show each and every week at ProStatus Financial. Give us a call. It's 866-597-1040. That sets up a 15-minute, no-cost, no-obligation conversation. Let's get it out on the table, your questions about retirement. 866-597-1040. Or, as Ryan said, use the website, thesavvyinvestorradio.com, and you will see right there a button that says schedule a call. It's as easy as that.
Advisory services offered through ProStatus Financial Advisors Group, a registered investment advisor. Insurance licensed in Maryland. ProStatus Financial Advisors Group, LLC is not licensed in all 50 states. To find out if ProStatus Financial Advisors Group is licensed in your state, please call 410-863-1040. ProStatus Group, LLC is not affiliated with nor endorsed by the Social Security Administration or any other government agency and does not provide legal or tax advice. Annuity guarantees rely solely on the financial strength and claims-paying ability of the issuing insurance company. By contacting us, you may be provided with information about insurance and annuity products offered through representatives of ProStatus Financial Advisors Group.